Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another normal game sent in by you, the fans, to lifesenglishTV@gmail.com. Mr. Maximus Black.
Yes.
Hit me up with the sound of trying to be frugal at the grocery store, but even the no-name brand is coming for a third mortgage.
Oh. Okay. Listen. Son, do you really need Fruit Loops? Look at this. Look at this right here. Fruity Loops. You know, it's basically Fruit Loops. Wait a second. Fruit Loops is $14.99 a box, and Fruity Loops is $12.99. You know what, son? Cereal's bad. This is full of sugar. You know, I'm thinking we should eat some air tonight and, you know, see what happens.
I have to, in my mind, when you said, look at this box of Fruity Loops, you picked up a random inanimate object.
I did.
Near you, and pantomimed that whole thing.
I 100% did. It was my water bottle. It wasn't a box, but it was a water bottle.
Yes!
I have to. Like, I have to get into it, you know?
Yeah, you gotta, method acting, obviously.
Yes, you know, I'm channeling, like, my inner, what's-his-face that I hate, the dude from Tron.
Oh, Jared Leto.
Oh, man. Just channeling my inner Jared Leto.
Oh, it's too easy to hate Jared Leto.
Yeah.
I did hear, speaking of movies, though, I did hear that, or see that the next Knives Out $50 million Daniel Craig special is coming up in December.
Oh, there you go. Wow. Listen,
so we get to hear more of that horrible accent.
Nobody should be paid $50 million to do a Knives Out film and direct a Knives Out film for. But hey, you know what? Get that bag. You know, if Netflix just wants to absolutely just write an infinite check, hey, see how far you can push it. You know, like if Robert Downey Jr. is getting paid like $75 million to, you know, to do like Doomsday, that's probably going to generate like, you know, $2 billion. I get it, but a Netflix film, 50 mil for the director and 50 million for Daniel. Hey, get your money. Get your money.
This is still a holdover though, I think, of when Netflix was just writing blank checks.
Yeah.
Because they signed the, what was it, 2? I think this is the last one, right? They signed 2 more.
2 more, yes.
Yeah, so this is, I don't think there's any more $50 million Daniel Craig and Ryan Johnson specials coming up after this one. When Happy Gilmore is probably going to attract like 10 times more viewers in the same amount of time.
But let's be real, Adam Sandler's getting the bag too, so like his Netflix deal is insane. So I mean, hey,
at least he's putting the numbers in though. Like the movies are like mid as shit
at best, at best.
But they're also like exactly the reason it works, I think, or as we're waiting for something to happen here, is it's the exact type of movie that you would want to fill Netflix up while you're waiting for like the big shit to roll through.
Oh yeah, it works. It works. You know what else works? Oracles against Zerg. They do work well. Now
especially
they don't,
when they open 3.
Yeah, and they don't work as well as they used to because Spores got a buff, but there is no Spores down right now, and so he will get some. He will do some damage here as long as he focuses down on the drum. Oh well, now there's 2 queens over here. He's not gonna do anything here. He almost needs to, pardon me, circle back around. Also, when you're getting out your first Oracle like this, it's something that he didn't do. But when you get out this first Oracle, you're going to immediately want to give it extra energy from your Nexus. That way, when you go down there, you're going to be able to have more energy and do more damage, right? That's the whole point of that. And I still find a lot of... I mean, this is a Diamond versus a Low Master. I even find, even in this rank, they still don't use that ability from the Nexus as much as they should.
I really think people just forget that it's there the majority of the time. And I get it. It's kind of an easy thing to forget because, you know, conceptually, it's not very intuitive that the Nexus would be able or, you know, to do that. It's like they gave it to the Nexus because I guess they couldn't figure out any other building that made sense to give it to. So it is what it is. But yeah, I agree. We don't really see it that frequently. Now, 2 here, he could have cleaned up some of those Zerglings, but he's not going to. He's going to get pushed out by the Zerg. Or Zerg, well, of course the Zerg, the Spores, what I wanted to say. And I'm surprised here, because I saw a Zerg going 3 base open, and I immediately thought, with an Oracle, with that kind of commitment, there'd be a reduced number, like you said, no spores early.
He needs to take this fight.
The queens
like
might be spread out.
Yeah, like he keeps going for tumors here, but really he should have been focusing down on the queen that had the majority of the energy and just micro a little bit. He had enough to pick off 1 queen, right? Then he could pick off a little bit more of these, but he was so fixated on using his energy for Revelation to be able to see these tumors to kill him. I mean, at least he's being active, but I gotta ask myself, like, you know, how... I mean, you know what? I will say frugality.
But is it being efficient?
Well, I think what he's doing... I think the efficient... Yeah, well, I mean, I think the efficient part is he's just being active with the stuff and being a bit of a pain in the ass here to efficiency, and then also trying to see what he's going as well, like getting... But he is doing well. Like, he's opening and doing all of the things that Zerg does. He's doing this timing. He's going to do a timing attack here. He's going to start using these oracles to put down stasis sort of all over this area. This is a very standard opening here from Zerg. He's got his 2 adepts, or he's got 3 of them here to stop any Ling run by, but there's 0 aggression from Zerg at all, which is always concerning. Usually there's some run bys. Lings are trying to do damage. You know, Banelings. I mean, if you're not seeing anything, you got to be thinking, okay, what is this? Is he fast-teching Lurkers? Is he fast-teching for Aspire to get mutas? Like, what exactly is his plan? I also haven't really seen too many Protoss just immediately open up with High Templar. So I don't know if he's just going to go for, like, a Charge Archon push, but it's an interesting unit composition we got going on here. Lots of gates.
Yeah, both sides. Both sides. Yeah, lots of gates. So I have to assume it's, I would agree, like a charge lot Archon thing. I don't know what timing window you're getting out of this per se, but at the same time, it's hard to tell because efficiency's opening isn't exactly particularly standard either. So, and it does look like efficiency may also choose to move out here in the not too distant. We do have, I think we got the Lurker Den in production right now. So I would have to assume that he's going to start moving up the map just before the Lurker Den completes, if he plans on doing any sort of attack. But frugality was a little too frugal with his oracles early. Didn't get much done. Didn't really kill any. I mean, and really, even if you do, killing those couple of tumors.
It ain't doing much.
I mean, you're not really getting. You're not getting a lot out of that. But if you had killed a queen or something along, now you're talking. Now you got something to go home with. And so it's going to be kind of an instance where neither gentleman has really taken any economic damage to speak of, and this is going to be more or less like a mid-game clash, it seems, possibly in the mid-map, unless somebody gets very aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, frugality right now is kind of screwing the pooch a bit. I mean, he's got a very nice unit composition in terms of like having the High Templar there. He's got his Zealots. He's got Charge, but he hasn't done anything with it. Like, you really want to hit by that 7-minute mark, because if you're just going to allow Zerg to tech up, you're going to be dealing with Lurkers. Lurkers deal massive amounts of DPS, and they also can just swim in storms for quite some time. And now you're going to need to get observers out. Now, the good thing is he's keeping his oracles alive, which is very, very key, because you're going to need those oracles in order to use Revelation to be able to see those Lurkers. It's very difficult to just use observers and have them stay alive, because oftentimes there's going to be overseers in the unit composition and they're just going to instantly melt these observers. So you really need to use your oracles to come in and out and not actually fight with them unless there's no Hydras left to be able to start picking off the Lurkers, and they do quite a bit of damage against Lurkers. But now look, this is going to be a difficult thing to handle. Even with all these High Templar, the Lurkers are going to be an issue. I'm telling you right now, it is not going to be fun to fight against.
Well, he's going to bait him back into those Lurkers, and he's going to need some possible revelations here, because I don't think I'm seeing any observers. So he's going to need to see what he's up against if he's going to even make use of anything. There's the revelation coming in hot.
Lost an Oracle.
And he's going to have to get in there, but the Oracle is down. Another one, only a couple things lost in stasis there. And this is looking real rough for Frugality here.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be putting on the sauce here. Now, he's going to just let this base die and then take any time he can to build as many units as he can get his hands on and prep for something here. But he does need to have an answer to these Lurkers, and so far he hasn't been able to quite come up with something. Tempests seems to be his next decisive move.
Yeah, and it might be a bit too late for that. Again, he just allowed. Big storms are going off there, but again, the Lurkers aren't being touched, and it's gonna be a problem for Protoss. Like, he is absolutely eating storms. But again, the Lurkers are still in play. He lost his entire army. He still has one high temp that has quite a bit. Now the charge lots are going in, but these Lurkers, again, massive damage. The storms are killing his own units, and he's barely going to be able to survive this. He lost a lot now. 153 supply all the way down to 103. Couldn't even pick up the rest of the Lurkers, and now he's going to be able to retreat back. The creep continues to spread out further and further. He's lost his fourth now. The third is under siege. 117 supply to 176. Only one Tempest out on the field. He's got 3 Stargates and a Dream. Things are not looking good here for Protoss.
Well, I don't think it's what Sean said back in the day, but when behind Mothership seems to be what Frugality believes is the way to go right now, because I'm pretty certain I saw that in production. I did.
Yep.
So we're going to have Tempest, Mothership, and whatever else he can get his hands on to try to make, a best counter to these Lurkers. Now, it is a shame that he didn't have observers earlier, because he could have actually, with those storms, he would have just wiped everything and had a significant army remaining. But unfortunately, it ended up being kind of a wash, 50-50, on both sides there, because of the amount of time it took to actually get rid of those Lurkers, despite all those storms popping. And of course, Zerg is able to get his, get their units back up significantly faster than a Protoss can. And that's what we're seeing right now. Maxed out for efficiency. Frugality still trying to piece himself back together again. I don't know what kind of production he's got going on, but it doesn't seem to be quite enough to keep up with what he needs. Despite, well, no, I shouldn't say that. His minerals are down. He's pumping them out, but it doesn't seem to be enough to keep up with efficiency right now, unfortunately.
No, this is a very scary composition here. I mean, he's got the Roaches to be able to deal with the ground units. He's got the Hydras to be able to pick off some air, and of course, you've got the meat and potatoes. And that is the Lurkers, and the Lurkers are not going to mess around. This is, I know, it's a scary unit composition, but honestly, man, he has to take this fight so perfectly, and he has to hit storms like gods. There's just no doubt about it. And at some point, Zerg is going to start hitting him from different angles. You're going to get Ling run-bys that are going to happen, Roach run-bys. You're starting to see him up top left here. He's holding this position to make sure that another base doesn't go down. He is, I like this, a little run by here with Zealots trying to make something happen, but we got Lurkers sitting at that base, not really able to do a whole lot. We've got another expansion going down here from efficiency, and he is living up to his name. He is being very, very efficient with the units that he has, and Frugality needs to start spending a little bit more. Not, he's being a little bit too frugal, I think. He needs to figure out a game plan here, because he cannot allow the Zerg to just run rampant. Because, like you said, Zerg is going to be able to remax extremely fast. And if you're remaxing via 3 Stargates, you're going to go slower than molasses up a hill. It ain't going to happen, and it's not going to work out for you.
No, I'm glad you made the joke. I was sitting here waiting to see if there was going to be an opportunity. Big
nice
storms go down.
Yeah.
He needed those, but again, 10 freaking Lurkers. He can see them. The Mothership is giving him a little bit of leeway to get in a little closer, but there are Overseers that are negating them at the same time. The storms need to be continuing to pop off. They are not. The Tempests are just not able to do much work, and at this point, Frugality is kind of up against the elements. We already have a Zerg that is back to 200 while this fight is going on. We have three carriers now on the way. I don't know if that's the play.
He needs the
right
storm
now.
He's got so much energy on these High Templar. He is not storming, and now he's just going to allow this to go again. There was no poking at all with those Tempests. He needs to do better with this stuff. Why did you get Tempest if you're not willing to start poking? The Lurkers were unburrowed for quite a bit of time. He could have picked off 1 or 2 of those Lurkers. He decided not to. Now we've got some Roaches going over here onto the 5th base. I guess now the 4th, since this 4th was got destroyed. And look at this. He sees what's going on. And now the Zerg is up from behind. And look, the Corruptors are now in play. And this is what happens. It snowballs, and these Corruptors are going to focus down on the Mothership, then the Tempest, and he's doing such a great job at CCing the hell out of Frugality. The control is real. Look, 2 more High Templars sitting there. No Storm's gone off. Again.
Oh, no.
Stop.
So many missed Storm opportunities. Definitely not helping Frugality here. And again, as you said, and the joke is immortal at this point. Too frugal with the Storms. There you go. Just start spending.
Yes.
Take out the wallet. Get the bills going. Start throwing the money around. You got to make some magic happen here in the 11th hour. You're being pushed into your base. You're down to basically 2 bases that can even mine, which at this point in the game is okay, but not for much longer. And you're up against a, like, what, 6 base Zerg?
Storm. There you go.
Get in there more.
Now
yes.
we're talking. That was a beautiful engage. He put the observers in position. He saw what was coming. He cleaned everything up. But again, he's now down 2 more bases. The Zerg grabbed more bases. All right, we're 184 supply to 155. Again, what's up with the sheer amount of warp prisms we got going on? It feels like there's some.
I think he might have spammed accidentally at some point.
I think he went from frugality to just ultra spending, and it's got to be measured here. Like you can't just go nuts. Somebody tells you to spend.
Somebody that has like no money, and then they come into a bunch of money, and they just start collecting like mid-range vehicles for no reason. There's absolutely no reason. They just don't know what to do with their money. They're buying like Chevy Malibus and shit. Oh. Here we go.
Oh man! Look,
here's another attack.
1 volleys.
As expected.
This game over.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. I mean.
He's got a lot of observers, but they're not going to be able to do anything to attack. The blink forward to try to get rid of the Corruptors to stave off the air attack. And he's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the roaches.
But now he's going to put up with a whole bunch of roaches at the same time.
Exactly. And now he's picking off pylons. He's going in. He's being a dick. But now he's remaxing in the background. 149 supply to the 139. He's going in now, getting all the information he needs. We've got 11 Hydras in production. We got another Mothership's about to finish off. He does manage to hold, but again, more damage was done. Nothing is happening down here. He's got gold. He's got a little bit of everything. He needs to go and counter. He can't keep doing this.
No.
He's
got lots of warp prisms. He needs to go now, and he needs to start using those warp prisms and get to work. If he sits here, he will die. He really arguably shouldn't have survived that. We now have Vipers entering the field, so that where the air is not going to be able to survive anything here. We're going to do the Hydra Viper thing. We're going to be snagging and killing quick. It looks like he's thinking about maybe trying to do a little bit of some zealot run-bys and trying to get in and really keep it, which is fine if he had started doing that another minute ago or something to get this ball rolling. And at this point in the game, unfortunately, despite the fact that there's no shot I could ever do it, I must say, it has to be done if you're going to win this game. And efficiency is already moving into the bottom right to start rotating around the map. And he's going to, unfortunately, also come across this. Oh, that sucks.
There it goes.
There goes the warp prism.
He can't really do much. I mean, he's got a couple of lurkers at every main base. He's got spores up the ass. He's got spine crawlers. I mean, he is quite literally doing the Zerg Terran turtle shit. And then he's also just applying pressure. Like you said, the Vipers are now out. He is going to pull every carrier, every Void Ray into this, and it's going to be a 1 or 2 volley maximum, and then it's going to be death to each unit. Once that happens, that is the show, and I think it's about to happen right now. Here comes the pulls. Oh, he managed to cloak all of his units. Well played. He's eating those fucking storms. Not a single Viper was used here, Adam. There's one pull, but he pulls the Stalker and not air. That was the first real mistake that Efficiency has done thus far. But again, there's just not a lot of units here. I mean, even just the Hydras moving into this, they probably win. Finally, there's the pulls. And 2 of the Void Rays are down. Gonna lose another base. I mean, kudos to Frugality for holding on here, but this is all but over. It really is. It's almost like Efficiency's playing with his food a little bit.
Yeah, he did have a little bit of a slip up there. The Overseers were not able to get close enough to allow him, I think, probably to see any of those air units to catch him off guard. We're gonna have a bit of an engagement here. Oh, not quite able to get rid of a Viper. 4 Vipers is just enough to be a giant pain in the ass. That's a lot of Hydro. Like, that's a lot. That's also a great spot to storm. He does pop off a couple.
Yep.
Not enough to clean up a lot of them. I mean, that many Hydras, one volleying basically everything but God at this point.
Oh, I think it even one volley's God, too, at this point. That's a lot of Hydras, and they are OP in numbers. I'm telling you that right now. There isn't a single unit in StarCraft 2 that is going to handle a volley from that many Hydralisks. And here it is. I think this is going to be the last engagement. I mean, he could just move into this without volleying anything at this point, even eating storms. It doesn't really matter. Beautiful surround there with those Hydras. Now he's going to start cutting off that Mothership. Once that goes down, he does cloak there. He doesn't have any vision. Oh, yeah, he does. The Overseer isn't in position, so he is good. The Roaches are now getting in the front. The Hydras are going to start focusing down. And finally, Efficiency takes it down, and Frugality said enough is enough as he rage quits out of the game. Solid game. It's good normal game right there.
That was a great normal game. Nice. And, you know, I'll say this much for Frugality there. You know, you know, it's not often that we see motherships around these parts. It's even less frequently that we actually see them used quite effectively. Like, we were using all the abilities on that bitch. And that's so rare. I mean, that tells me that that Frugality is you know, a frequent user perhaps of the mothership, because oftentimes when somebody gets a mothership, their first thought is, I just need cloak.
Yep.
And then everything else kind of just is whatever. Yep. You know, by the wayside. So yeah, solid, very good game. Efficiency doing a great job of applying that Zerg pressure, and Frugality trying to hang on, but just not able to capitalize on the tiny, and I can't stress it, tiny windows that he did have to try to get back in.
Yeah, solid game, guys. Make sure you send in your replays to lifesaglitchtv@gmail.com, and we will see you all on the next one. Peace out.